Hello everyone, my name is Liz, and today I'm going to be drawing Deadpool, and I'm going to be talking about the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, which I saw in the cinema a few weeks back. I went with my friend and it was very fun. Feel free to draw along. So I'm just going to start. I have a reference image of Deadpool. So I went to the cinema with a friend of mine since I recently started studying at university. I study art history and she goes to a different school, so we don't see each other much anymore, which is why we decided to meet up, go watch the movie, have some dinner, and just talk. So that's when we saw the movie. And it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. Right now it's also on Disney Plus, but when we went, it wasn't yet. I haven't seen the other Disney or the other Deadpool movies personally, which I was still able to watch it just fine, but now I do really want to see the other Deadpool movies because I really enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, I really want to watch the other ones now. I'm just starting out by sketching the face. I have never drawn Deadpool before, so this is new. I usually draw portraits, and not things like this, but yeah, I just start out with a sketch. Sometimes I like to just add a little frame just so I know where to position my drawing. By the way, I use this mechanical pencil to sketch. I really love this one because it has a weight to it. So, further about the movie. I have watched some Marvel movies, but not all. But I really like the humor in Deadpool. It kind of reminds me of like a more, it's kind of a more dark humor than Spider-Man, but it gives me kind of the same vibes. But I really like how he like breaks the fourth wall, and I really enjoy that type of humor. So it's really up my alley. But as I said, I haven't watched the other Deadpool movies yet, which I should do because I really liked it. I'm more of like TV show type of girl because I have quite a long attention span, but just not when it comes to movies, especially Marvel movies. Sometimes I'm like, can we do this quicker, please? Because I just don't want to watch the full thing. And that's kind of where I struggle with the movies. I have watched all the Avengers movies. I've watched all the Spider-Man movies, which I love. Spider-Man. Spider-Man used to be like my favorite movie, but now I feel like it's Deadpool and Wolverine. Also, on the topic of Spider-Man, what is your favorite Spider-Man? Because I would want to say it's Tom Holland, but my problem is that's the latest one I've seen, so maybe it's like fresh on my mind, but I feel like I like Andrew more. But I don't know. Let me know what's your favorite Spider-Man. I really don't know. But yes, Deadpool kind of took the favorite movie spot. I do feel like the eye is now starting to get better, mostly because I drew in the eyeball. And now it just kind of looks more like him, which I like. Lately I've been drawing a lot with pen. And I own the micron pens. I can show it. I own these pens. They're like the popular fine liners, and they're good. They're fine. But if I work on like just the inking and I don't like draw over it with, for example, watercolors or whatever, I don't really typically reach for those, and I just go with a normal ball pen because I just feel like they're always kind of a little bit dry. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like they feel like they're running out of ink. I'm not a big fan of them, and for their price, I don't know if they're worth it, because I usually just go for these pens and I'm fine with them. Although I must say, if I compare the pen with other fine liners, like cheaper fine liners really, and not this pen, I do like them more. They're better, but I would still opt for a ballpoint pen over the fine liners. I just don't really enjoy them. What I do really recommend is this one. This is the Tombow Mono Zero eraser, and mine is almost out of eraser, as you can tell, but it's really good for erasing like small details. Oh my gosh. It's really good for erasing small details like that, as you can see. Especially if you make bigger drawings. I like drawing with colored pencil a lot, and then for like the little details, it's a really good eraser to just make sure you've got those little details erased, but not everything. Don't get me wrong, if you enjoy drawing hands, good for you, but I'm really scared of you. I'm actually scared of you. But I'm going out of my comfort zone with this one. I'm drawing his hands. But yes, I also saw the Stray Kids music video. If you don't know Stray Kids, where are you? What are you doing? But yes, I also saw the Stray Kids music video, and when Ryan Reynolds and you appeared, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Because lately I haven't really been keeping up with Stray Kids that much, so I didn't really know what they were doing. I knew that they're friends with Ryan Reynolds, but I just saw the MV for Chick Chick Boom on my For You page, and I was like, what? Is that Ryan Reynolds? I was so shocked. This is a very simple drawing, but I draw a lot in this style. I can show you here. Little sneak peek. This is Boy with You. I really enjoy his music. But yeah, I usually draw rather quickly. This was like a sketch of about 40-ish minutes. This one, same thing. So this is kind of the style you can expect from me. But I also draw realistic works with colored pencil, which I really enjoy doing, but it takes a lot of time, and with my study, it's quite a lot. So I don't always have time to do that, and these sketches I just do in the evening. I listen to a little podcast. I also chose to wear a red sweater and match my rings for the Deadpool theme, as I don't put color into these sketches. I wanted to kind of show some color in my outfit, because I felt like, you know what, let's give this some color, kind of go with the theme. Yes, I'm going back to this hand again. I'm still struggling with this hand. I know a topic that's also really big in art is finding your own art style, and I feel like that's kind of crazy because having an art style is so like seen as so important in the art community. Especially on Instagram, for example. Like I recently just found my art style, as you can see, and before that I never had an art style, but I always felt kind of pressured to find it, to find my own art style. But it was kind of the moment that I stopped looking for it that I kind of found it, because there's so much pressure on it, because if you don't post like in one style, it's kind of messy and people don't really like it as much. But I feel like you should just do what makes you happy and what makes you feel like a better artist, and you'll find it. Everyone has an art style without looking for it, because everyone is different and everyone draws differently. So I feel like there shouldn't be that much pressure on finding an art style. I feel like it's just really exaggerated how important it is. But I do see people with really pretty art styles, and I'm like, I wish I drew like them, because that's just always going to be there. There's always going to be a little bit of envy. But yeah, I do feel like, as you can see with this drawing, you don't need to spend a lot of money on art supplies in order to make art. That's also why I really like using ballpoint pen and just pencil, because you don't need to spend a lot of money on the supplies. These supplies don't matter that much. It's more about practicing, it's about skill, and the weather is also getting a lot colder again. So I'm kind of getting more into the Christmas vibe already. Even though it's like quite far away still, I feel like we can kind of start feeling that Christmas vibe. So with Christmas, I might do some Christmas drawings. I also want to make Christmas cards. I made a lino cut before, which, if you don't know what that is, I feel like almost everyone knows, but if you don't know, it's a block which you carve out parts of, and then you ink it and you stamp it onto paper. And I really want to make Christmas cards with the lino cut. So I already bought another piece of lino. I have made a lino cut once before and it went pretty well and I really liked it. So I want to make some Christmas cards. I might film that actually, because that might be entertaining to watch. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to doing. There's a lot of things I really want to do and experiment with. Actually, next Friday I am going to be going to a friend of mine and we're gonna make miniature, not book nooks, they're like miniature houses, but they kind of remind me of book nooks. So we're gonna do that, and I'm really looking forward for that. I always like looking forward to that. I always really like doing new things. I think it's really entertaining, and especially if you have people to do it with, it's really fun. The last few weeks I haven't watched that many movies, so I just haven't really had. Sometimes I just don't really feel like watching a movie because it's just too long. But I did watch The Fault in Our Stars, and it was so sad. I know that movie is quite old already, but if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's really good. It's a really good movie, but it's really sad. And I kind of want to watch more movies like that. So if you have any recommendations, let me know, because I am open to watching more movies. I used to have a lot of trouble coming up with ideas of what to draw, but nowadays I'm kind of overwhelmed with ideas. I really like drawing people, if you can't tell. So I do that a lot, but then I usually look on Pinterest for my references for art, like who doesn't? And I see so many cool things, but what I have kind of trouble with is I don't want to use references that are AI. But I'm having a lot of trouble nowadays, especially on Pinterest, seeing what is AI and what is not, because some AIs are like really good nowadays, and it's kind of difficult. Because I don't want to use a reference that is AI, but sometimes I just can't tell the difference. If there's hands, it's quite easy to distinguish. But if there isn't, like for example, I drew an image a few days ago, and then if I'm not sure, I go to the comments on Pinterest. But there were people saying it was AI, and there were people saying it wasn't. And to me, it didn't look like AI, so I drew it. But I still don't know for sure if it was AI or if it wasn't. But I just really liked the picture. So yeah, it was kind of difficult. Sometimes I can't be scrolling on my art account for too long because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many amazing people and I'm just me. But that's with every hobby or every interest. There's always going to be people that are better than you, that are or more skilled than you, or have more supplies or whatever. And like that, I like it. I think it's cute. I think it looks really cute. I'm just gonna erase this line because sometimes it kind of can distract a little bit, some of the lines. I know that the piece isn't centered. Personally, I don't really mind that. I know it will annoy some people, but usually I cut it out and frame it in it anyways, so it's not that big of a deal for me personally. If you do mind it, I'm sorry, it's not centered. I think we're almost gonna wrap this up. I kind of want to make it around the eyes a little bit darker still, just to add some more depth to the piece. So these are the pencils I talked about earlier that I really enjoy. They're not in order, as you can see, but this is the pencils. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, that's that. I'm gonna opt for, I don't know if I should go with like a bright red. I don't think so. I think I should go with like a more muted red. This is this one. I could use that one. I feel like that's pretty. Or no, I'm gonna use this one. So I'm just gonna sharpen it real quick because these pencils work best if they're sharpened. I just used this pencil sharpener. It's just from the same brand. Make it nice and sharp. And then what I like to do for my drawings is go close around the edges, but not, I like leaving a little white edge around my drawing. And I like not going fully to the top, but just like that. Here is the final result. Please let me know what I should draw next. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like if you did. And thanks for watching.